Hey guys, how's it going? We're going to be looking at Johnny Cage. I believe Johnny Cage is a pretty strong character, maybe sort of mid-high tier, but there's a few things that will stop this character from being top tier and will stop him from sort of being everywhere. You're not going to see too many Cages breaking into top 8, and I'm going to show you a few of the reasons why. The main reason that I can think of so far is that his shimmy game is a little bit weaker just because he has no hit confirmable mids. What that means is that he has no string where it'll have enough time for you to go mid into another hit of the string into a special that you can confirm into a full combo. This is his only mid that's actually a string, and it's only 2 hits, and the last hit obviously ends in a knockdown. You can't special cancel that, so you're pretty much going in, if you're doing a shimmy into a mid, straight into nut punch. It's not hit confirmable. It's something that you're just gonna have to do on a read, and it's risky at a very, very high level. Probably not gonna want to do that. So that's one of the reasons. So his shimmy game, it's kind of hindered by that, but it's also hindered by the fact that his throws them full screen. Not bad for some characters to get this space, but both his forward and back throw basically reset neutral completely. And although he does have, in my opinion, sort of, I would say maybe this is a top tier fireball, you could say. I think it's very good. The EX version is kind of meh, and I'm not saying it's like terrible. It's definitely good, definitely usable at any level, but it's just, there's other characters like Baraka and Raiden and stuff like that, maybe not necessarily even top tier behind it, but they have high then mid. It's a check, it keeps the opponent on the toes. This doesn't do anything. And when you consider the fact that he's got a chip out mechanic, you can't even get chip on him full screen. They can kind of just walk back. He's got no teleport or anything like that, so Johnny Cage is walking his way in. Okay, so there are 2 of the things. The other thing is his crushing blows are just not competitive level at all. They're garbage. Whoever thought these crushing blows through didn't think them through very well. This seems very slapped together. I won't go through his other variations, crushing blows, because you're never going to touch that other variation. But this is one of them. And to give a comparison, I don't think I've ever landed that on anyone. But I've been playing Cassie for maybe a day, and I've landed the back 2-4-1 many times. This is just rubbish. My suggested change for this would be to have it an actual counter hit if they try to do anything that isn't basically a high crush, and that it's not plus on block anymore. So make it -5, -4, whatever. It's too much. They've tried to put too much into the reward of hitting it. It's just not going to land. And in a game where everybody's trying to fish for down 2 crushing blows, everybody's trying to fish for neutral ducks, and it also goes into Johnny Cage's stagger game plan of fishing for these staggers. This is an amazing stagger, this forward 3. People are going to have to look to shimmy to avoid his shimmies, and in doing that, down 2 is one of the options, and they can't do that. So those are some of the reasons. His variations are bad. This is okay. It's definitely good if it works. You get a full combo out of it, but it's not. It's like you're not gonna win a game off that. It's not. It's a very small piece of the puzzle. This, because the first hits are high and it's so slow, you can't really do strings into it. It's not really blob sweat, to be honest. Once you get the first hit locked and loaded, it definitely gets better. So once they block the first hit, then it kind of becomes okay. This is pretty good now. You can throw it there, and it's it's solid. And then obviously once you get it fully sort of locked and loaded, it's godlike. But up until that point, not too much. I would have liked to have seen a crushing blow somewhere there, but they had to put it on mime time. I mean, how are you ever going to hit this, guys, against a good player? They'd have to seriously mess up for this to work. 2 extended mines, so you have to hit them not at the start of it, but like at the end, twice. It's just, I don't know. You will get it if you're fishing for it constantly, but it's not a good game plan. That's the problem. It's not a top tier game plan. It's a low tier game plan. You're not enforcing your game on anyone. You're basically relying on your opponent to make mistakes, and that's not how it works. At the highest level, you have to force your opponent to make mistakes, and that's not it. Shadow kick again. His shadow kick's really good, but I'd have really liked to have seen maybe, you know, a change to it, a little bit of an overhaul, maybe with a crushing blow attached to it, kind of like Jade's is, or because it's a high now, just making it safe on block. I know that sounds crazy, but making this -7 on block is actually pretty ingenious, because if the opponent is ducking, they get a full combo punish. So it's already punishable in that way, but if you know your opponent's walking back as the cage player, or you catch them stand blocking at least, you know, you're going to get in with it. The reward on hit isn't crazy. You can't EX it anymore. You used to be able to EX it, you see, and you'd be kind of safe to get in. So, I don't know. I feel like it's just been thrown in because Johnny Cage has always had Shadow Kick, and then they've not done anything with it. It's just there. It's good. You know, you will use it sometimes maybe you'll combo in with it, but it's nothing, you know, crazy. It's just there. Fatal Blow is really good. So you know, I've gone on for a little bit about why I think he's, you know, sort of not top tier, you know, why he doesn't have like a super strong competitive game plan. He's got whiffing issues, especially like even this can whiff on crouching opponents, both of these versions, especially on the females. This can whiff as well. He's got I've even seen footage of this with him, which is probably his main go-to competitive string. It's tough, but with all the negatives aside, he's still a good character. He has an excellent fireball. His forward 3 is just insane. This is just such a good move. And then when you consider it's got this behind it as well, like, this is insane, guys. Like, this is top tier, like, crazy good. Like, the shimmy games, like, maybe one of the reasons why he doesn't have a hit confirmable mid and stuff like that is because he'd be so good if they gave it him. But he needs other things. Like, if they don't want him to get that, like, he needs Oki from his throws, because that means that he can then actually have a solid game plan from his throw. But currently, it's just not happening. He does have an excellent sort of wave dash game as well. I'm not very good at it personally. I am practicing every day, but, you know, it's a slow process. And that's it, really. So I think he is very good. Obviously, back 3-4 is absolutely godlike. This is hit confirmable, but it's a little bit slow for to be just exclusively used as a shimmy tool. So that's just kind of how that pans out. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Let me know what you think. I'm not going to go over his other variation because it's just totally trash. Like, he doesn't link, like, none of the moves really work. So it's not acceptable in 2019, in my opinion, to release something for competitive play that's just that underwhelming. But, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully they'll fix that up in a future patch. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. I've got the cat in the way here. As always, can't even get to OBS.